Imagine two neighboring countries with shared history, culture, and colonial roots. One is India, a vast nation that once belonged to the British Empire. The other is Sri Lanka, a beautiful island nation just off the southern coast of India. But have you ever wondered why India doesn't own Sri Lanka? What's the untold story behind their separate paths? Join us in this video, where we unravel the captivating historical and geopolitical reasons behind this intriguing mystery. Brief historical overview. India and Sri Lanka, two neighboring nations with rich histories, were both once subjects of the mighty British Empire. India, a vast subcontinent, was known as British India during colonial rule. It was the jewel in the British crown, encompassing an array of diverse regions and cultures. Sri Lanka, a beautiful island nation just off India's southern coast. India's history under British colonialism was marked by diversity, and it was a part of the British Empire until 1947 when it gained independence. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, gained independence in 1948. So why, despite their shared colonial past, does India not own Sri Lanka? To unravel this question, let's explore the historical and geopolitical intricacies that define their relationship. Colonial rule in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's colonial history began with the Dutch Republic's control of its coastal regions in the early 1790s. The interior was ruled by the Sinhalese Kingdom of Kandy. However, Europe in the 1790s was in upheaval, and the Dutch found themselves subservient to revolutionary France, leading to the British gaining control of the island in 1796, establishing the colony of British Ceylon. This period is significant because, unlike India, which was primarily under the British East India Company's rule, British Ceylon had a governor directly appointed by the British Crown. British Ceylon's administration came directly from London, creating a distinctive governing structure when compared to India. Sri Lanka's independence and separation. Sri Lanka achieved independence from British rule in 1948 when it became the Dominion of Ceylon. What makes this noteworthy is the peaceful process through which it gained independence. Sri Lankans primarily used nonviolent protests to attain freedom, emphasizing their commitment to peaceful change. This stands in stark contrast to the partition and violence that occurred during the division of British India into India and Pakistan. While the partition brought about a lot of turmoil and suffering, Sri Lanka's journey to independence was relatively peaceful. Cultural and religious factors. Both India and Sri Lanka are rich in cultural and religious diversity. In India, the majority of the population practices Hinduism, setting it apart as a predominantly Hindu-majority nation. On the other hand, Sri Lanka boasts a majority of Sinhalese Buddhists. This diversity is significant as the Tamils form a minority, residing mostly in the northern region of Sri Lanka. India's cultural and religious landscape is marked by its diverse tapestry, with a wide array of faiths and languages spoken throughout the country. Sri Lanka, while diverse in its own right, reflects a unique interplay between the Sinhalese Buddhists and Tamil minorities, which has influenced the nation's history and development. Economic and social differences. In British Ceylon, economic and social challenges were prevalent. The cash crop economy led to issues with the food supply, causing famine, particularly among the majority Sinhalese population. This economic instability further exacerbated the living conditions for the locals. Additionally, the British authorities' attempts to promote Christianity over Buddhism in Sri Lanka stirred tensions. The majority Buddhists felt the pressure of religious conversion, which added to the overall discontent. These challenges played a significant role in shaping the history of the island nation. Sri Lanka's decision to remain independent. Sri Lanka, upon gaining independence, the decision to remain a separate entity was influenced by various factors. Firstly, Sri Lanka had its cultural identity, rooted in its Sinhalese Buddhist majority, which differed from the largely Hindu majority identity of India. The island's history and colonial experience were also unique, leading to a desire to chart its own course. Moreover, The violence and complexity of the partition and the formation of India and Pakistan served as a stark reminder of the challenges that could arise from merging with a larger nation. Sri Lanka's journey to independence was marked by non-violent protests and negotiations, aligning with the ideals of peaceful change. These factors, coupled with the island's distinct cultural, religious, and historical context, led to its choice to remain an independent nation separate from India. In conclusion, the story of why India doesn't own Sri Lanka is shaped by a complex web of history, culture, religion, and geopolitical factors. Both nations share a rich history and colonial roots. It's a testament to the unique paths nations can take and the importance of understanding the intricacies of their histories. Reflect on this fascinating relationship and the reasons behind their distinct sovereignty.